Welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Ale Moreno and Shaka here. We'll kick things off in the Premier League. Friday night action at Selhurst Park saw Crystal Palace take on Manchester City. And boy, was this a much improved City performance compared to that of the Community Shield and the opener against Bournemouth. They dominated Palace as this game went on. It'd be Erling Haaland getting his first goal of the season early on in the game, but the second half was all about Ryan Shaka, who was given the start today after his impressive performance against the Cherries. 2 quick goals, a lovely individual style and run to get Manchester City second, and then a deflected shot 5 minutes later to give them the advantage. Palace would get one, but in the end, Haaland got his second, Manchester City's fourth, to see them win. 2 opening matches to put them, as it stands, top of the table. For more on this, Frank Leboeuf joins us. Frank, you said this was going to be a draw. How'd you get it so wrong?
Surprises and predictions. We know football. If I knew all results, I would be a billionaire. So therefore, I have to make some mistakes sometimes. But congratulations to Manchester City and to Ryan Shaka. I hope we're going to talk about the fact that he wasn't very happy after the first goal. A little bit some look at on the bench to Maresca. Say, you know what? Put me on the field because I can score those kind of goals. So. I don't know if the guy want to talk about that, but it says a lot about the pressure on Maresca.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about Ryan Shaka, most definitely, because he is the big talking point from this game. In a sense, came on, made an impact against Bournemouth, and then that first goal of his today was just exceptional.
And it is what he's capable of doing. The upside of his game takes you to this place where he can do special things. It's just that we don't see the upside consistently enough for him to warrant to be a starter all the time. Now, the progression right now for Ryan Shaka has been the ideal one. In the first game of the season, you start off on the bench, you're not happy about it, you're given an opportunity, you make a difference, and because you made a difference, you were a player that Manchester City needed to be on the field. Now you start the second match, and then you have this sort of performance, which then we would assume would mean that he's going to be a starter from here on out up until his performances drop. So, Ryan Shaka is a tremendously talented player. There is no doubt about that, and I don't think any of us would doubt that. What we doubt is whether he can do this every single game or most games, which he hasn't proven capable of doing just yet. Here's an opportunity where I think he's going to get a long number of games in which he's going to start. He's going to have a chance to make a difference for this team, and he'll have every opportunity to stay on the field.
Certainly, considering today's performance, he merits a long stretch in this team.
Absolutely, and you need that kind of creativity on the park, at your disposal, and Shaka gives you that. If he gives you enough going the other way, we will have to see, especially once opponent becomes a whole lot tougher. I do not think Palace put up much of a fist at all. But he has a skill set that very few have. Certainly nobody else in the Manchester City dressing room does, in terms of unlocking defences with the ball at his feet. I think he will start for a long time. You can kind of build around that. Given some of the signings you've made this summer, defensive midfield, they spent an awful lot in retooling and making sure the City are well covered in that department. And you allow Shaka to do as he does, and he was allowed to do that today.
What's interesting, given his first season at City, and we saw, remember the shirt swap and just some of the shenanigans from Ryan Shaka, I wrote to Nadem, and once he got his second, I said, can you tell me some stories about Shaka being an idiot? You know, just because I wanted to give some context. And he went, no, actually, it's the complete opposite. For the Manchester City squad, saying he's great within the team, he stays late, he's early for training. The thing is, he'll just let you know if he's unhappy, if he's not playing. So it's interesting, Frank, that you kind of maybe had this concept about him being a bit silly. I suppose that wasn't the word I used. But it seems like he's just a guy who wants to play football. But as you say, and as the boys say, how much can you trust him to put in these performances week in, week out?
So far, as Ali has said, and I agree with him, it's hard to believe, according to what we have seen last season, that he can be consistent. But he will learn and he will improve. And I like the fact that he's upset, and when he's upset, he's performing very well. And I'm with you. He's 100%. He's 100% believing that he can be the best player maybe in the world. but he has to prove it to everybody. He knows inside himself that he can be that kind of guy, but he knows that he has to get he has to be performant every game that he played on. But I think he has the willingness of that. And we can see every time that he touches the ball, when he's in the last 30 yards, that the guy is a threat. So if he gets the confidence, if he gets the physical as well that he needs to perform that way, he's going to be unstoppable. But now, having said that, we have to talk also about Foden playing on the right side, not being the number 10 like he was in the first game, not being as performant as he is when he plays at number 10. So that's a real big problem for Maresca. To play with the two players who are absolutely fantastic players can be an issue, and he will have to make a choice. So maybe we'll have to talk to Shaka. I have to play sometime without you because I need to put Foden in his right position, and you cannot play on the right side. So it's complicated, but it is what it is when you have so many talents.
Having said that, though, in the subject of Phil Foden, even though he was playing on the right-hand side, there was enough rotation and enough fluidity that he was appearing in central positions. And even when he was coming from the right-hand side, in which was a really good build of play in the first half, he ends up having a chance that he should have scored. And so as a player, right, let's say that you feel like you are out of position if you're Foden. But he had chances to score a couple of goals in that first half. He scores those couple of goals. He's not thinking, I'm out of position. I don't really like this. He's saying, hey, maybe there's a role here where both of us can be on the field together. And maybe if Ryan Cherki is attracting attention, that means that I'm going to be left open. And if I'm going to be left open, then it's up to me to take advantage of the opportunities. He had a couple of clear chances in the first half that if he takes those, then we're having perhaps a different conversation about Phil Foden playing on the right-hand side. Today, it worked well for Manchester City. I don't know how it will in the future because I think it's something that Shaka mentioned there. Crystal Palace, they gave all sorts of time and space to Manchester City and allowed Manchester City to just look as good as they did, especially in the second half. But I think there is a scenario by which both of these players can be on the field and can be successful playing alongside each other, with each other, and for each other.
Well, one of those chances was Cherki coming down the right side into that right channel, clipping the ball back for Foden, and he should have scored a header from 6 or 7 yards. So I don't see that as being an issue, Sally rightly says. I think the challenge comes with Foden, or even if Cherki goes on that right-hand side, they aren't out-and-out wingers. So they aren't going to match the line and stretch your defence in that regard. But because two of them are able to interchange so fluidly, it gives defender and left-back an issue. And you're not quite sure what to do or when to do it. And there were times that Crystal Palace were just so exposed on that left-hand side. Because of that, this game really should have been done with a half hour on the clock.
So what are you saying about City then, Frank? This is a really good performance from them. As you can criticise Crystal Palace. They've still got Buadi to come in. Enzo's going to come in as well, it looks like, from Chelsea. Are we a little more positive about them than we have been, certainly, at the start of this season?
Definitely. And I kind of changed my mind from yesterday when I was saying that I didn't feel them, being, maybe a contender or a team or the second team who can chase Arsenal. But having seen, today them playing well against Crystal Palace, and that's maybe a different story against more defensive and more accurate team defensively, that would be a different scenario. But I have to be honest, what I saw today was a good composure from everybody. They were playing high on the field. They knew what they had to do. They knew exactly how to play. Haaland is like Samson, well, he's unlike Samson from the Ancient Testament. He lost his hair, but doesn't lose his power. And we can feel that everybody understand each other and want to work together. That's very interesting. And you can change personal. It works too. So I'm ready to change my mind. I still need like 2 or 3 games to see exactly what's going to happen to Manchester City.
I still think that in the first half, if Crystal Palace had anything about them, in the attacking third. There were opportunities and chances for them to find the right passes and the right final decision to really put Manchester City in trouble. In the first half, there were at least 3 or 4 sequences in which Crystal Palace very easily completed 2 or 3 passes out of pressure, and now they were going. The problem is that they have nothing going in the attack, and they couldn't expose the vulnerabilities and frailties of Manchester City. I believe Manchester City are still short in numbers in the midfield. And because they're short in numbers in the midfield, they feel like some of those, either the center backs or the outside backs, they come and try to help.
So Buadi coming in and Enzo, that's numbers. That's big numbers.
Right, but now let's do the math. What do we do with Ryan Cherky then?
Well, he's playing.
Okay. And Phil Foden is playing, and everybody's...
Phil Foden can go away.
All right, okay, well... No.
Cherky's...
But Ali, I'm sorry to jump on you, Ali, in the way that, yes, maybe Crystal Palace had some chances in the first half, but if Foden could have converted his 2 chances, which was quite easy for a player like him, it would have been done 3-0.
I am convinced that Frank doesn't listen to me, or anybody for that matter. Yeah, exactly. The first thing I said about Phil Foden is that he had a couple of chances that he should have taken advantage of. My larger point is that if we're looking at Manchester City...
So who finishes second?
Well, Manchester City.
Manchester City finished second.
Yeah.
But that was always your thought?
Yes.
No matter what happened today?
Yes. Nothing that I saw today told me Manchester City are ready to challenge Arsenal. If that is the question, because I think Arsenal are far and away the best team in this league. And so Manchester City, I think they're still going to be exposed in transition on the outside areas. And once those outside areas are covered, they're going to be exposed in transition through the midfield. We saw that today at least 3 or 4 times in the first half by Crystal Palace.
We've seen you flip-flopping as to who was going to finish second, Shaq.
I got Liverpool. Final answer.
What?
Liverpool, final answer.
I'm sorry, what?
My God.
Liverpool, final answer. Now,
what were you doing in England? Have you seen Liverpool?
Final answer. Now, about
He
City...
was at Newcastle.
About
What did you do? Did you visit the country?
We'll deal with that some other time. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that right now.
Shaka's desperate to make a serious point. I'm desperate not to let it.
No, we're not talking about Liverpool right now.
So where is City,
my
where is
picks.
City finishing?
4th.
Blooming heck, Shaq.
Yeah.
So what, Chelsea third?
Yeah. I think to build on what Ali was saying, there were times in this game, and again, I thought Crystal Palace were awful. I have serious concerns about them, but they kept making chances. And this is the concern we had about...
Phil Foden almost took his chance.
but that has nothing to do with what happens up the other end. As good a back four as
They
City...
won 4-1.
Yes, but Crystal Palace... I repeat, are god-awful.
But there are a lot of god-awful teams in this league.
Quite possibly. Right, but we're 2 games
Liverpool so far.
Yeah, right.
I'm listening,
But
I'm listening.
a god-awful team is creating way too many chances up the other end. And I feel that may again prove to be City's Achilles heel. That defensively, they just can't seem to get it right. Maybe Enzo coming in and Buadi, we can't play all of them. You can't play 13 men, and that's the challenge.
Some, of course, feel that maybe Chelsea could take the runners-up spot. They are through to the next round of the Carabao Cup, meanwhile, after that 2-0 victory against Luton. We discussed that yesterday. What we didn't discuss was Xabi Alonso's comments after the game about the future of Enzo. Here we go.
We need the players that are in the best situation to play, and we need to take everything in consideration. Players that are in good moments, players that not feeling that energy to play, and for me it's very important that they feel that this desire to play and to have good preparation. And we talked and we decided that for tonight it was better not to be part of the squad.
Yeah, makes sense. Sunday Frank, we obviously think he's going to go to Manchester City. Xabi Alonso making a stance, an important stance.
Yes, and he was right to not call Enzo Fernandez if Enzo Fernandez is already gone in his mind. And what I don't like is you need to translate or to analyze every sentences instead of saying the truth. He said, you know what, Enzo Fernandez is supposedly on his way to Manchester City. I cannot trust that he's fully committed for Chelsea Football Club, so he's not playing. Everybody would have understood that, and I would have been clear. I say, oh, well, I don't know, if the player is not ready 100%, I don't want him to play. That's basis. And it was only fair that Enzo Fernandez wasn't playing because his head is away or is already out.
Let's talk about who's coming in. Jack, Emi Martinez on his way to Chelsea. Do you like this signing? Does he still have it?
He's not the keeper that he was 3 or 4 years ago. I think that's pretty obvious. But I think he's an incredible upgrade to Sanchez. You need somebody with a presence, and Emi Martinez, without question, has that. He's very good with the ball at his feet. I think he ticks a lot of boxes for Chelsea as they continue to upgrade in every single department.
Then those numbers would suggest he's a downgrade, Shaq.
Emi Martinez is an upgrade on Sanchez. If those numbers are a way to kind of paint over the cracks or cover up the truth, Emi Martinez is a far better goalkeeper
Shaka,
than
you
Sanchez.
worked at NASA. You know numbers don't lie.
Yes.
You need numbers.
Algorithm, Jack.
Yes.
Okay then. Listen, you have Emi Martinez, even now at this stage of his career, 10 times out of 10 over Sanchez. It's not even a discussion for me.
A good signing for you, Ali? Makes sense.
Absolutely. When you're analyzing Chelsea and you're going line by line, the goalkeeping position ahead of this move of Emi Martinez going to Chelsea, the goalkeeping position was a weak point for Chelsea. Now it becomes a point of no discussion. Emi Martinez would be your number one, and if indeed he plays close to what he has been as a goalkeeper, then he's going to resolve a lot of issues for you. And more importantly, he is not going to make the sort of mistakes that Robert Sanchez makes. Because I don't think he takes those sort of chances with the possession of the ball on his feet. He's going to make the big save, and just as important, he's not going to make the big, awful mistake in which you ask yourself the question, how in the world did that ball go in? How in the world did we get here? I think that's what Robert Sanchez did time and time again. One too many times, and now Emi Martinez is going to take over the position.
Frank?
Now, you have to add on the numbers that we saw. Those numbers means nothing. You have to put the percentage of trust of centre-backs last season on Emiliano Martinez and the trust of centre-backs to Roberto Sanchez last season. That will give you a right number. I'm pretty sure that Aston Villa was 100% trust on Emilio Martinez, and I give you 10% trust of any centre-backs playing for Chelsea. That's the right numbers. Because and I said that yesterday, that is crucial, and I'm sure Shaka can witness that if you have a goalkeeper that you can trust behind you, you can give 100%. If you don't trust the goalkeeper, you're going to be alert on everything you make, and you're going to hesitate on everything and every decision you're going to make. That's the difference, and it's why Emilio Martinez is certainly a plus for Chelsea.
Who are Chelsea playing this weekend, Frank?
Oh my God. Brighton.
Yeah. Oh no, Mike told you.
No.
Rodriguez. That was going to be a fun game.
No, I swear to God.
No, I saw it. I saw it. I heard it.
God.
That's disappointing.
No.
Let's just take a
You're
look.
so upset that you want to lie.
Let's take a look at all the fixtures this weekend, including Chelsea against Brighton. Early on, it's Shaka's pick to finish second in the league. Liverpool.
Final answer.
Taking on Nottingham Forest, and a real showcase for the Premier League. Coventry against Hull. The late game, Spurs against how will Newcastle perform without Shaka in the crowd?
Undefeated with me in the crowd, you know.
To cheer them on. Sunday's got games, and then Monday, Aston Villa.
Wait a minute.
There's some games on Sunday too, you know.
Watch them if you want.
We will be back, as always, ESPN FC on the ESPN app. Point, but it's more drop points as we've seen so far this campaign. That's 2 draws in a row. Meanwhile, losing the French Super Cup. Obviously, they beat Villa in the UEFA Super Cup. Frank, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because you know they're going to win the league, but for the fans, do they care about these sort of matches where they're so lethargic for the majority of the game?
No, it's like season. They're not ready yet. Some players are playing. Like Balerdi, they playing in the middle of the park. because Neves was ill, I think. Otherwise, he would have played. Zaire Emery playing on the left side because Mendes it was suspended. So. And some players like Hakimi, Pacho, maybe even Vitinha first half, they weren't ready. Ferran Torres scored 2 goals the first day, but we can feel that he's not completely connected to the others. So they are learning, and like last season, they are starting slowly. But as you said, we all know that they drew today because Lille played well, but Paris Saint-Germain didn't play well. They are maybe at 60% of their possibilities. And when they're going to get upset and when they're going to get good ready, they're going to smash everybody. Then it will be October, November, and everybody will say, oh, can they still win the Champions League? And like I think last season, they're going to show their strengths after New Year's Eve and be effective and performant there.
And we were talking about PSG and Bayern before the game with our lovely producer. And he was saying, ask the boys what's it like not really having to worry about the games before the end of the season and really kind of focus on those last games because you're dominating everybody else. And I'm thinking, but have you seen our panel?
I was thinking the same thing. Under 14, maybe.
We talked about it being a hindrance for maybe PSG in the past, but they've proved us wrong, haven't they, in what they've done in the Champions League the last couple of years.
In 2 seasons back to back. They only come to life in the run-in, certainly in the Champions League, and they can coast for most otherwise. Last season, they were able to rest and rotate more than anybody else before. For so many years, and particularly around Bayern, the discussion was, well, because you're not pushing yourself those later games in the season, that counts against you in the Champions League, and PSG have proven different. Now, they've gone back-to-back, and I think many people at this point would think that they'd go 3 in a row. And right now, it's hard to argue against it because this has been the pattern for the last 2 seasons.
And that's it. That's the key. If this were any other team, would be over here panicking.
Yeah.
If it were Real Madrid that has started winless, or Barcelona started
Arsenal,
winless, Arsenal,
yeah.
We'd be like, oh my,
Yeah.
the roof is caving in. Because PSG seems to do this continuously, historically, certainly over the last couple of seasons, and they've earned enough equity to where you kind of go, well, this is who they are.
Yeah.
And you just accept it, and you trust, more importantly, you trust that Luis Enrique is going to get through to these players, and then eventually they're going to catch a certain level of rhythm, certain level of play, and when they reach that level, what has been proven over the last couple of seasons is that not many teams can go and match them at that level, and that's why they run away with Ligue 1, and eventually they find themselves in a position where they're one of the favorites to win Champions League.
Do you have the same trust for Bayern?
Are you suggesting that are you asking if Bayern were to lose a few games?
No, I'm talking about the lack of competition that Bayern will face until it gets to the proper stages of the Champions League.
I do still have some trust on Bayern because I think there is a hunger to go and win Champions League. They've done everything there is to be done with Vincent Kompany, and they have been building up to the point to where the only thing, I believe in their mind, that is worth talking about is Champions League. Now, they'll say all the right things, and they'll talk about, we'll take it 1 game at a time, and we have to win our domestic league, and we're gonna compete in the Pokal, and we're gonna do all these things. But when it comes down to it, the trajectory of this team has been building up to one thing and one thing only, and that is winning Champions League. They seem to be taking those steps, and I do think, because it is a priority, they're not going to allow themselves to be distracted by the lack of competition in Bundesliga, and they'll be focused enough when it comes to Champions League to be there at the end.
I certainly do have that trust in Bayern, and that is on the premise that a lot of the back end of last season's Champions League, the general feeling was the only team that can beat PSG is Bayern. The only team that can beat Bayern is PSG. And whoever comes out as winner between those two will go on and win. And not to upset Arsenal fans, I know you have a soft spot for Arsenal, Dan.
Well,
we know it went to penalty kicks in the final, but that was the general consensus for a couple of months leading up to that PSG-Bayern clash in the semis.
You're right there, Shaka.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure you protected Dan.
You forgot what you were going to say halfway through.
No. I was just saying that the winner was going to come from those two, and Arsenal fans may feel differently, given that they went to penalties.
Ryan Hadland has given the list.
Dan, I have a question for you.
Of course.
Because you seem to be surprised to see Carlo Ancelotti in the stand. Do you
Yes.
know why he was in the stand?
Because his son is the coach at Lille.
Oh, Lille, yeah, okay.
No.
Your producer told you, just told you.
How dare you, Frank? This man's preparation cannot be put into
Damn right, you told me, Frank. Oh dear. Ryan Hadland has put together a list of the 10 best players at this precise moment.
Okay.
So has he included Shaka after today? How up to date is it? We'll go and check it out over on the website. Oh no. Here's Diego Simeone.
Sigo en la misma posición, esperando desde lo deportivo poder ayudarlo de la mejor manera para que siga siendo el futbolista importantísimo que es para nosotros y centrarme en lo que me ocupa, entiéndanme, que es el Sevilla y que evidentemente Julián no va a estar mañana. Desde el momento que Julián vuelva a entrenar con nosotros le daremos todo lo que le hemos dado siempre para que se sienta como se ha sentido importante, como lo es para nuestro equipo y no mucho más.
Al hilo de lo que comentaban antes de cómo está el ambiente después de toda esta incertidumbre que hay con el caso de Julián, ¿le preocupa que de cara al partido de mañana ese ambiente pueda afectar a los jugadores a nivel concentración, también a nivel distracción, a nivel anímico para afrontar este partido?
Sinceramente no. Creo que los chicos están trabajando muy bien desde que han regresado, sobre todo los mundialistas, y el equipo hizo buenos partidos, ya sea con el Málaga y con el Villarreal, enfocados en lo que queremos, que mañana hacer un buen encuentro, y la verdad que no veo esa situación.
Does anyone want to add anything they haven't said already about Julian Alvarez? Oh, we haven't had Ali and Shaka on for a long time. Oh, right, okay. Ali, what do you think about Julian Alvarez?
I think we can all agree that this situation is untenable. And it's best for everybody to go their separate ways. But according to Atletico Madrid, he's not going to Barcelona no matter what. No matter what happens in the world, he's not going to Barcelona. Please, let's all move forward.
Roll on September is all I got. Let's be done with this. Please.
Shaka, thank you very much. Just a reminder, you can watch every single booing of Julian Alvarez throughout the season live on the ESPN app. They take on Sevilla at the Sánchez-Pizjuán this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Shaka, obviously you were away from us for the opening weekend of the season. It was the first home match of the campaign since the passing of Kevin Keegan. Even if you had no idea who Kevin Keegan was watching this, it was clear how important this man was to the fans and the city.
To both football clubs. As fate would have it, Newcastle's first game is at home to Liverpool, a club that he carved his playing reputation on, and then everything that he stood for at Newcastle. It really was a very fitting tribute put on by War Flags. The city embraced it. You cannot understate how important a figure Kevin Keegan is to Newcastle as a football club, to Newcastle as a city in so many ways. It was an incredible couple of days. So many of those players from the squads that he was in charge of came back just for this send-off. It meant a lot to us, and I would like to think it meant a lot to his family. And of course, you met up with a lot of old teammates, a lot of contemporaries. I'm just wondering, did anyone remember any nicknames they had for you or anything? No, Dan. Reminded that Tino Espria still can't speak any English. Because Ali, what he said, he used to call Shaka no arms.
No arms, yes. No arms.
As soon as I walk in, he's like, Shaka! No arms! I'm like, here we go again. And then he just proceeds to walk around, reminding everybody of the English that he does know.
So he only knows swear words, yeah?
Yes, he only knows swear words.
Yeah.
So that was his entire communication. Just swearing at everybody.
Swearing at everybody and no arms.
And no arms.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
good. The important
And
thing.
then you went across to Manchester, yes?
Yes.
For the PFA Awards.
Yes.
What was your role there? What was that for?
I was on stage to award the Championship Player of the Year. So just kind of be a part of that.
Who's that?
That's Angry Ginge, who's a
Could be Anthony Gordon in bad light.
social media personality.
Yes. Did you know who it was before you were introduced?
I knew of him. Beforehand. Yes.
Really? What content do you like that he does?
So I knew of him through his reporting the racist abuse in the England-Ghana game.
Oh, okay. So he's gone serious now,
See,
Frank.
now,
You have to be serious.
I was staying away, but
See, we have to-
you are. So
Yes.
that's how I got to know of Angry Ginge, and I've
Yes.
followed him since. I didn't know him before, I freely admit.
I didn't realise how important your entry in the PFA Hall of Fame was, Shane. When you consider
It's a long time ago, 2005, yes.
But what's incredible, when you look at the picture of Shaka at 2005, when he won that award for his contribution, look at that. That's what, 21 years ago?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Look at that. You haven't aged, man.
Well,
You look good. Considering everything you've been through.
including hitting your head on Dan's shoulder.
Oh, boy.
Dan shaving.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
You should have been. You should have been the new James Bond. You should have been
Yes.
the new James Bond for me.
Shaq, you could have pulled it off.
Wonderful.
He's not doing his own stunts, Shaq.
No, that's too much work.
And it's not shaken, not stirred anymore.
Everything is stirred.
Oh, boy.
Well done, Shaq.
Thank you very much.
We're very proud. We're very proud of you.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you very much,
what you do, considering what the rest of us lot do, is puts us all to shame. Extra Time is available over on our YouTube channel, where Frank's telling stories and people are yawning. Standard.
Oh, boy.
Extra Time, everyone. Shaka is back from gallivanting around the UK. So the Newcastle game against Liverpool. Did you think it was a penalty, Shaq? Do you remember what happened?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It wasn't a penalty.
Right.
I think it was soft.
Stephen.
No, it wasn't. For me, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
Shaka.
a
It
penalty.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm with Frank.
No, yeah, but Frank doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, Frank. This time he does.
Do you think so?
Yeah. This is the one. This is
one time?
This is the one time that makes it a rule.
You know, he want to say even Shaka has to say that it is a penalty because he thinks that Liverpool can finish third. It's why he said that. Otherwise,
Second, Frank. He's got Liverpool finishing second.
Second?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So, no,
You just
no
watch.
penalty. Yeah, for sure.
Ready.
Yeah. Frank really paying attention to the show. Let's take a look at
Listening
some
to the
questions,
producer.
shall we? I don't have them here. Here we go. Which player in the Premier League would the guys pay money to watch? I don't think they'd pay anyone. Would you buy a ticket for a game? Okay.
No. A short answer, no.
Right, okay, well, let's
No.
pretend that we're...
Let's pretend.
Yes.
Turkey.
Turkey?
Easy
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, that's...
Today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, as it was the case during the World Cup, I paid a lot of money, not for me, but for members of my family to go and watch Erling Haaland
Ah, okay.
with Norway.
Yes.
So, yeah, I would suggest that I've already done it. I've already paid the money to watch Erling Haaland play.
Well,
Frank?
You didn't check? Nope. Oh, wonderful.
Because I don't want to take a forward player because I know they're all MVPs. But I would say Declan Rice. I love the guy. I love
Shut
his,
up. You're not
his
paying money to watch
commitment the game.
Declan Rice, Frank.
Yes, of course. You want to see. It's so important. I love football, and I don't love football just for goals. I'm not a fan. I think I'm a lover of the football, and you need a midfielder like Rice. You need a midfielder like Rice. That's what it is.
He's a lover of football, he said.
who would you pay to see watch, Dan?
I love Shirky, I think, in the moment, most definitely. I think it's easy.
All right, okay. Are you a
Declan
lover?
Rice second.
Right under, yeah.
Oh, no, we love Arsenal. Don't be mean to Arsenal. Right, Declan Rice.
See, I tried to remind you earlier.
You're just not a lover of football.
Lover, not a fighter. Shaka, while in Newcastle, did supporters express concern about the team selling possibly 3 of their best players, Tonali, Guimaraes and Gordon, and with Eddie Howe walking away, this season could result in a relegation battle?
Yes, well, there was a lot of concern. But team played well. I thought the team played well enough against Liverpool. So there was a lot of concern, especially because I don't think Newcastle had a great pre-season. But then the team, I thought, performed admirably against Liverpool, and that quietened concern
Where will they
fans
finish
at the very
this
least.
season?
I think Newcastle 13th, 14th.
No, that's close to a relegation conversation.
I think.
Wow.
I don't think the team will finish.
You said they performed admirably a minute ago.
Yeah, against the team that will finish second as well. You know.
And you also said there are a lot of god-awful teams in this league.
Yes, there are.
Were you having the
So
same
Liverpool-
divisive opinion while you were in Newcastle?
Shaka wasn't talking football. Don't be
silly.
He's not a lover of the game.
No, he's definitely not a lover of the game.
So you are telling us that after the game what we saw Newcastle against Liverpool, that Liverpool is going to finish second and Newcastle is going to finish between 13th and 14th. Did we see the same game or what?
That was one game, Frank. First game of the season.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my my pre-season pick.
Trust the algorithm.
That's right, Frank.
Okay.
That's right.
Different view from the VIP boxes.
Yes.
Yes.
How long does Robert De Zerbi have to get a tune out of this rebuilt Spurs before he's under pressure? Is your Lucas still a Spurs fan?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's he feeling? Do you not talk to him now he's gone to college?
You don't talk to me.
Oh, yeah.
It's.
You're right, Shaq.
No, let me put it like this. He's like every single Spurs fan.
Right.
They're going to win the league.
Oh, he's excited.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So I'm like, you're like, no. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you feel after Brentford?
Well,
We're not.
We chose not to discuss it.
Okay. Is Bayern going to break their own Bundesliga goal record of 105 goals from last season?
Bundesliga, are we with us?
Bundesliga Shaq.
No, he's
How many Bundesliga games are there? 30.
Bundesliga is dead to me.
Oh, wow.
That was quick.
Is it 34?
Yes, 34 league games.
34.
Yes.
So 34 times 5 because they scored 5 goals today.
170.
Look at that.
See, that's
Look at that.
mathematician that you are.
Anything else?
That's the most impressed I've been with you, working you for 15 years.
The bar is low.
That was very good.
Right.
So if they score five a game, then they will break the record. I think. There you go. Well, that's
The
what we
answer
got.
is no, by the way. No.
Oh, why not?
Because that would assume that Harry Kane is going to have the same sort of season in which he's on the verge of breaking records himself, and it takes a lot for that to be the case. They're going to score a bunch of goals. It doesn't mean that Bundesliga is going to be any more competitive than it was last season, because it wasn't. I just don't think that they're going to be as explosive in the attack as they were last year.
How much of a ceiling? Oh no, he put an Alvarez question in.
Oh boy.
How much of a ceiling raiser do you think Alvarez can be for Barcelona with all the attacking prowess if he was signed?
I mean, having seen Barcelona play the first couple of games and see how the rotation works and how Rafinha is able to work in that position and how it feels like they can still score a bunch of goals, you kind of go, is this all worthwhile? Or maybe I'm jaded by the whole thing and I'm just kind of like, I'm over this Julian Alvarez situation, because frankly, while I think he is a very good player and he is by far the best player at Atletico Madrid, I don't think he's worthwhile the nonsense that we have had for 2 months. And so I'm merely suggesting that I think Barcelona at this point don't need to chase it. If Julian Alvarez is not coming, don't go chase somebody else. That you think you may need, because it has been proven, at least in the first couple of games, that you have enough in the attack to score enough goals.
Frank, Craig has said before that keepers are a different breed and a sandwich short of a full picnic. Did you guys find that keepers were a bit peculiar compared to outfield players?
What means peculiar? I'm not sure I know
Strange.
what peculiar means.
Strange, a bit weird.
Oh, no, goalkeepers are different, and I think you have to be a little bit crazy to be a goalkeeper, because I remember knowing some goalkeepers when they had to dive in some players' feet while the guy were running, just going crazy and going there. I think you have to have some guts and be different. It's more on the advantage, I would say. It's a positive aspect of their games. It's true that when you are young, you put somebody goalkeeper because somehow it's maybe the weakness, the weaker of the group. But I judge goalkeeper differently. I really appreciate goalkeepers because I was very close to them and I knew how they were working. And you have to be different in a very good way to be a great goalkeeper. And I played with and against very good goalkeepers, and I can tell you that they're all very special. And Shaka is a special one.
Wow.
He can count on numbers. He can count numbers.
That whole answer was just a massive backhanded compliment.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Was one backhanded compliment. I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. They're special.
Ali, your relationship with goalkeepers?
Great. As it is with most people, Dan.
Right. So who's more peculiar? Would people say yourself or a goalkeeper?
I wouldn't call myself peculiar, Dan. I just
special.
Well, yeah, you can say that. I can be surly, prickly.
Pretty much all the seven dwarfs.
Yes.
Except one.
No, Grumpy. Except Grumpy.
All the other ones.
6 dwarves. 6 dwarf alley is what we call him.
Yeah. That's funny, Shaq. That was a peculiar joke.
And very on brand.
Very much so. I do think that Shaka is by far the most normal goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's what people say. Yeah.
That I've ever been around.
Hasn't been any more backhanded compliment.
No, I mean, you're a normal guy, Shaka.
For a goalkeeper.
You didn't say that. He's the most normal goalkeeper I've ever met.
Well, I think that's accurate.
Boy.
I have a question for Alejandro, because I think strikers, they're more special than goalkeepers. Were you the type of striker who was unhappy if he didn't score a goal but his team won, and was
That's a
happy
lot of
when he was
unhappiness.
scoring but he still was losing?
No, Shaq. No, Shaq. No, Frank. No, Frank. My priority was winning games.
Oh.
And frankly, I would also say this. I didn't score enough goals to afford to be unhappy every time I didn't score. So
He saved that for after. He saved that for after his career.
yeah. What? I'm sorry. What?
Backhanded compliments just turned into just mean comments now.
That was hot. I was being nice to you, Shaq.
Boy.
Okay, final question.
The 6 dwarfs.
Unai Emery said he cried after saying goodbye to Ollie Watkins. Have the guys ever made a manager cry?
No.
Well,
Overjoyed.
This is the guy we got playing up top.
no tears shed between you and a manager before?
No.
When saying goodbye? Harry?
No.
Did you, on purpose, skip the last part of that question?
Yes.
Has Dan ever made a producer cry?
Yes.
So yes is the answer.
Of
You
joy.
have made a producer cry?
No, I've never made anybody cry, but I didn't feel that was relevant to this conversation.
Well, I think it is. Because you are mean.
Right, Ali?
You're a cynic.
Any tears?
Not that I can remember, Dan.
You and Ziggy must have been close.
Yes,
Because you
and-
gave the eulogy at his funeral.
Yes. And yeah, and I think there would have, yes, when we won the title with the Columbus Crew in 2008, yes, there would have been tears between Ziggy and I. Because we came from a similar path of having been sort of discarded to get to Columbus, and together we're able to win a championship.
Hi ho! Right, there we go. Frank?
No, I never seen a coach crying when he said goodbye to me, but I almost cried when Ruud was sacked, because it was such an unexpected news. We trained in the morning and he called me in the afternoon, Frank, they just sacked me. And for no reason, because we were in a very good position in the league. We were qualified for the European Cup Winners' Cup and the semi-final of the League Cup, and there was nothing was telling me that he would be sacked. And when he was sacked, he's a guy who helped me come to Chelsea, and he was a great guy, great coach. He was my friend. And yeah, I was sad. When he left, I was very sad. I wouldn't say cry, but I was very sad.
That is it. That brings us to the end of today's...
I'm guessing Craig wasn't nearly as sad when...
well, I think Craig may have shed tears, but for other reasons. Vengeance. That is it. That brings us to the end of today's show. We will be back tomorrow as there's some soccer, and we will be talking about the soccer, so please join us.
What an amazing coincidence.